people
online
round.
thing, bro, is not me. And I sound like an old man.
Nah, not even.
But that camaraderie of playing game with the people in the room is something that I think is unrecreatable.
There's nothing better than getting 4 or 3 of your friends having split screen Mario 64, Goldeneye. Like, who wants to smoke on Goldeneye?
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to 30 Years and Running. I'll be your host, Christian, and each week my friends and I will be looking at life seen through the eyes of 30-somethings. Whether it's things like dating, social media or mental health, we'll be looking at the past, present and future of being in your 30s.
Welcome to 30 Years and Running. I'm with my boy, Dujon Fairweather, aka Senior Sanchez. Is that your IG name at the moment? I lose track of your IG names. Actually.
I like changing them. I don't know why. I get bored of them.
Have you still got Lucky Luciano? Is that one?
That is one of the
how many?
My made up aliases.
Like 10 of them. There is something like maybe it's like the romantic me and stuff like that misses like going out and buying a CD and having like a hard copy of stuff. And I was thinking about this the other day with computer games as well.
Yeah.
And just like that whole I don't know, maybe it's just like the kid in me, but just
going
like
to game.
Yeah, like literally going to Game or HMV or what's it called? Electronics Boutique as well.
Yeah.
And like going on the day that a game comes out and buying it and having it, rather than just like literally you get it straight to your computer.
Straight to the computer.
And obviously like that's fine because it's a lot more accessible and you don't have to get out of your house or whatever. But I feel like that kind of that excitement level is gone. Like imagine like going out and buying Streets of Rage, for example, versus just getting it to your computer and inviting your friends round to your house to play it. Like that's something that's lost as well.
Right. So music, to go back to the first point, music, the only thing compares to that now is vinyl.
Yeah.
So that's why you've seen a massive vinyl resurgence. And it is really cool to own vinyl.
Yeah.
I have a little vinyl player and the sleeves are cool.
Yeah.
And like
one over there actually, it's kind of hidden, but it's like a Most Def one.
If you wanna, if there's a particular album you know that you're always gonna get playback value from, it's so worth the money just to have. And if you have people around, or if you're just jamming on your own, you can put that vinyl on, and the sound is crispy.
Yeah,
like very different level of sound. Video games. I don't know if I know what you mean. I don't know if I miss necessarily the going in, but definitely the group.
Getting
the online round. Thing, bro, is not me, and I sound like an old man.
Nah, not even.
But that camaraderie of playing game with the people in the room is something that I think is unrecreatable.
There's nothing better than getting 4 or 3 of your friends having split screen Mario 64, Goldeneye. Like who wants to smoke on Goldeneye?
Yeah. And you're just there. You know what I mean? You're just there. Like the online thing is the only thing that I've caught jokes off really is pro clubs on FIFA, which is banter, because it's such a unique game mode for online. It's not just play a normal match online. Obviously you're all controlling one player, so it's banter because when you're on the headsets and you're screaming at man for the ball and or someone loses it, you know what I'm saying, you do kind of get like a jokes camaraderie when you come through a game because you're like yes boys, like what, you know what I mean? You did, you was killing it. Like it's a unique feeling to playing like just one-on-one against someone where you can control all the players and whatever else. But yeah, I never.
Yeah, I still can't. I'd take having people around my house and playing whatever basically ahead of that any day of the week.
100%. Like that FIFA tournament we had at Fred's was class.
Because it's different when you're like bannering someone and they're in your face or whatever. Yeah. And you've got people watching it as well. Like you can't recreate that online.
Exactly. And then certain man gas it up and then lose. And then it's like
we won't say names. So
I don't even remember who gassed it.
I feel like Il probably gasses it a little bit. Because I tell you what,
Nookie was silent and violent. He ended up being quality
because he plays quite a lot, doesn't he?
And it was on Xbox. I even play Xbox, so disclaimer: Nookie won the final against me, but on PlayStation, I reckon I'd had it.
Oh, did he win overall?
Yeah, Nookie beat me in the final. I think 2-1. 2. I couldn't get into it. He played very well, to be fair.
Yeah, but no, but I think it's like for some games it's better than others, obviously. But like the reason why I brought up Streets of Rage to start off with is because like that's something that you have to. I don't think that would work online, or it won't. It wouldn't work as well online.
No way. But then they've never been able to recreate those side-scrolling fighting games. And I don't know if it's like they've tried and it's not worked, or they've just like that. Those games have just stayed there. So many other games have like, you know, because remember there was Call of Duty on like PS2.
Oh really?
And like and like Zelda, like all of these games that they've like moved forward with through the years that go way back. They've never tried to bring that into the modern era, like Goldeneye, Streets of Rage, Shinobi.
Yeah,
which I used to have on a triple pack. Did you have that triple pack?
I might. Yeah,
I think you do have that triple pack. Because I remember like
it might be your triple pack might be on mine as well. Because you brought it over one time. Okay. I think you brought that over, and it might have been Streets of Rage 2 actually. Okay. Actually, no. I'll tell you where my Streets of Rage 2 is. Abs Chachia's got it.
That's so random.
He was like, it's bare random. He was like, oh, let me borrow it. Then
when we were in school still?
Yeah, we must have been about 15 or something.
But we were still playing that when it was outdated.
Bro, I still play it. Like,
but that's what I mean. I used to come around when you still lived at home. I used to come around yours and play, and we would like that would be like.
So in there, I've got my mini SNES. I've got my mini NES as well.
Really, I've got the mini SNES, and I want to get the mini Mega Drive. But I have the OG Mega Drive, but it's just kind of long to set up.
Yeah, because my brother bought me the Mega Drive for Christmas. Yeah, but it's not that good. Like the one I had, like the sound's a bit off.
Oh,
like,
really?
Well, actually, I tell her like you can put old Mega Drive cartridges in there, but the sound is a bit fucked up. But then like the games that it comes on is fine. But yeah, I've still got my old Mega Drive. I was like one of 7 people that bought a Dreamcast as well. I will say this about the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is very underrated because it had some sick games in it.
It did.
It had like Ready to Rumble. It had Sonic. It had Marvel v Capcom.
That was a bad boy game.
That's like one of my favorite games.
And did you have Soul Calibur?
Oh yeah, Soul Calibur.
Yo,
man, like Mitsurugi and them man. There,
Soul Calibur was levels. I think that was the first like. I could easily be wrong, but one of the first sort of 3D. Because obviously Street Fighter, I think was still
still
flat.
2D. I think there might have been like Virtua Fighter or something like that before.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Was there 3D Mortal Kombat? No. I think I'm lying.
Nah, they took a while to update.
I think Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, they were in 2D for like the longest.
Yeah, they were because they didn't need to step it up because it was just such a popular platform, such a popular thing. I think even Tekken might have gone 3D before.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Because it was on PlayStation, wasn't it?
I think Tekken went 3D before Street Fighter, and
those were classic games.
Yeah,
as well.
Great games though. But Dreamcast was underrated. I had a GameCube.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was on the GameCube? There weren't any Zelda games on the GameCube, were there?
I can't remember.
And no Mario games.
There was a Mario.
There was Luigi.
Actually, no, there wasn't. Was there a Mario? It wasn't a.
Well, no, they just had
wasn't there a Mario 64? What's that?
I was on N64.
Oh yeah, of course, duh. That was like a big Mario, innit? Because that was the one that was again 3D. That was the first 3D, first, like roaming. Mario game. I remember playing it for a bit, but I could never really like.
Yeah, like low key, N64 might be my favorite console ever.
N64 is lit
because it had Mario, it had Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's the greatest.
To this day, Mario Kart 64 still holds up. Like the graphics are a little bit, meh. Yeah. But like you could still play on, put on Mario Kart 64 now, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm involved.
Yeah. Incredible game.
Yeah, so it had like that. It had Ocarina of Time. That might be my favorite game of all time. Actually.
I never really got into Zelda, but I know that game was sick.
It's you just have to have. It's quite long because it's just it's like puzzles and chatting to people and all that kind of shit. But
those kind of games have never like I've played a few, especially now like Last of Us, and I think there's a couple games.
Yeah. Were you into like GTO? GTA.
Oh, GTA. Yeah. I played GTA like religiously up until I can't even remember. But the PlayStation 2 ones hammered. Vice City.
Oh, and San Andreas.
Vice City? Yeah, Vice City and San Andreas hammered. Hammered. Obviously, San Andreas was so lit because it was
so good.
Like in Compton and in the ends and stuff. The radio stations in there was just
Radio Los Santos,
bro. Jumping in like a whip and hearing like Ice Cube. Today was a good day or something.
Yeah.
Just made you feel
dope,
like you were some proper.
Yeah,
like some
just
proper,
riding through Grove Street.
Some proper like
just riding through Grove Street, and they're like, "CJ, what's up?" They're like, "What's up?"
And obviously you could go gym and that, and like
get a trim.
Yeah. That was dope, man. That game changed. That game changed the game.
Yeah,
in terms of like the customization of individual characters, so like everyone could have someone that looked different.
True.
They took it to another level. But yeah, I never really played Zelda. But yeah, Goldeneye and Mario Kart, and then do you remember Perfect Dark?
Yeah, that was like the sequel to, or like the unofficial sequel to Goldeneye.
Yeah, but it was like a different story, and like it was a female.
Was it more like futuristic or something?
Yeah. Bro, that game was hard. You used to be able to do, and this is another lost art, co-op, and also just story mode is a lost art now. No one don't play story mode. Bro. Yeah, everyone just bangs online. Like I got a nephew who's 13, and all he does is play online.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I like the story mode, bro. I quite like, you know what I mean, being put in different scenarios. Yeah. And you know, you got to get out of the building before this happens or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? And you co-op story mode. You're supposed to do a co-op story mode in Perfect Dark, and it was raw.
See, that's what I mean. Like, could you imagine? So imagine if like Goldeneye came out now, you'd have your story mode, and nobody would play that. They would just go straight online and play multiplayer. Yeah. Like multiplayer's sick, but like the story mode is pretty
lit.
Sick as well.
Yeah, the story mode was lit, and obviously same with there wasn't modes going back to Streets of Rage and Golden Axe and Shinobi, but like Streets of Rage and Golden Axe, you could do the joint. Story,
that was the best,
and
man.
It was lit. It was
so
lit.
sick.
Just punching people up together on screen. It was just, oh man.
You and your friend, like me, and my brother used to play it like religiously. Like Golden Axe, we had one called Alien Storm as well.
I don't think I remember that one.
They're all the same at the end of the day. It's like just multiple characters like just beating up aliens or whoever basically. But
and obviously back then no saves. So obviously it was like you hammer it in one day or you leave the thing on.
Yeah.
We probably used to bun off our parents' electricity.
I tell you what,
I used to leave it on. Did you used to?
Yeah, 100%.
When you get told to go to bed,
what are you supposed to do though? Like
you're not losing your place, bro. Like,
yeah. Bro, but it used to take long. I tell you one thing, like we used to have to be really resilient as kids because like I was playing Zelda, like the first Zelda on the NES. And yeah, there was no sorry, not Zelda. I was playing Super Mario 3 on the NES, and that had no save on it as well. And I'd gotten so far to this place, and I was like, I'm leaving this on because like there's no way I'm going back through like 13 worlds to get to this place.
It's mad.
Yeah,
I do that at the moment. I've got Crash Bandicoot on the PS4, and obviously it does have like a save in terms of the level, but you have that thing where obviously you have a certain amount of lives, and when you run out of them lives, you just go all the way back to the beginning. Because obviously now with respawns in like shoot 'em ups and stuff like that, you'll always ever, you always kind of ever just go back to where you died.
Yeah, I do and I don't like it. I think I kind of do like it because it obviously made things a lot tougher, and it made you. I feel like it made you appreciate you winning the game a lot more.
Definitely.
But then I don't like it because it's just like an absolute bump when you spend like hours and then you have to go back to the beginning or whatever.
And Streets of Rage had the bump as well, where
at the end
the guy asked you to be his henchman.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what the right answer is. It's been so long since I played it, but if you say 1, you get dropped back 2 levels.
I think if you say, if
you say yes.
I thought if you say yes, if you want to be his henchman, you have to start from the beginning.
No,
I never actually said yes. I don't think I was too like righteous.
No, I think I did it once just to see what happened.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got sent back 2 levels.
Yeah, you get. I can't remember exactly how many levels are in the game, but you go back 2 or 3 levels.
Yeah, there was,
and I think you might even like lose a life or something.
Yeah, I remember there's a couple games where when you beat it, that wasn't like the final version. Like they would say there's like a super mode that you have to beat, and I feel like
rotted.
Did you ever play like Contra?
Yeah.
I feel like it did it on Contra, not on the one that's on the mini SNES, but there's another version where you literally beat it. And Contra's like one of the hardest games I've ever played in my life as well. You beat it in the end, and then like this isn't the end story, and then they take you back to the beginning, and then there's like a super hard mode.
Oh wow!
So that's what I mean. Like back in the day, you had to be resilient as fuck because
trust me,
you could beat all the levels, get to the end, and then just be sent back to do it all again.
Yeah. The simplicity of it just made it ridiculously like the replay value was just so high because it was just like you knew what you were getting, and it's like it was easy, but it wasn't. And obviously that, like, again, that camaraderie of like being able to play it with your brother or whoever it was, like you could just continually go back to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've never the online thing, like Ultimate Team. Obviously, Ultimate Team's a whole different thing because there's all the the whole gambling aspect to it as well, and you got to spend money. But I've never really got into the online thing. I got people that always like, come online, play me, and I'm like, bro, I'm not even.
It's alright. It's just like
I would much, like you said, I'd much rather have people, and even if someone comes around my yard, more often than not, and this is again what I used to do on pro, it would have been back in the day, like. I would start a season or whatever with the brethren and play co-op together.
Man.
Or do like a cup run or a World Cup with England.
Yeah.
And like you'd set all the groups up exactly like the World Cup that's just gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Whatever.
I feel like that's
you and your boy pick the squad together and like try to win the World Cup or whatever. Try and win the Euros.
Like sometimes like we'd make our own like play like we'd make ourselves and put ourselves into the squad as well.
Yeah.
Like I remember for this is going way back as well, but like on the Mega Drive I had Sensible Soccer. I don't know if you ever played that.
Yeah.
But I made the whole Whitgift team there as well. Literally like like a 23-man squad as well.
And selected their stats and everything.
No, it wasn't that deep. Like you could select I think you could select like 3 star players.
Okay.
But the rest is just like basic. It's just like putting them in position and stuff like that.
Who were your star players?
Me obviously was one of them. I think
yeah,
maybe I think Il was one and maybe Fred.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Top quality players.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But then I think in saying that, I had ISS on N64.
Yeah. ISS was
and I think I did do a Whitgift team on there as well, and then you have to put in their stats and stuff.
Who's in the Whitgift team? Do you remember the 11?
So on
is it like a classic? Is it a lunchtime team or is it who actually played?
I think it was who played plus people at lunchtime.
Okay.
So I think so this tests my memory, but the team probably would have been. This is Sensible Soccer days.
Yeah.
It would have been Kieran in goal. It would have been like Ali Whitehair at right back or something like that. This is like first year.
For the engine.
Yeah, yeah. Just for the pluckiness as well. I think it was Il and Peyton centre back.
That's a good partnership.
Yeah. El Simo left back.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be El Simo.
Right wing. You might have been right wing. You were either right or left wing.
Fair. I'll take it.
I think you might have been left wing.
Happy to just get in the 11. I might not have even been in it, but now I'm here. You got to say that.
Yeah, no, I think I actually know. So Richard was left wing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Fredinho centre mid.
Must have been Fred centre mid. I don't know who. I think he might have been centre mid with. Oh, actually, I just remember the team. So Jack Rogers was on the right.
Oh,
Fred was in the middle with Tom Gridley. Oh yeah, that centre mid is getting dominated physically.
Bro, that is a small. Fred's not gonna like being called small, but yeah.
And it was. I think it was me. Sorry, I've like bumped you, but it was like me and Reese up front.
Okay.
Either me and Reese or me and you. I can't remember you. I can't remember if I had you up front or in the wing. I think I had you on the wing.
Collins is gonna be fuming. Collins has been ousted for Tom Gridley.
Yeah, in my defense,
was he a baller?
Who, Gridley?
Yeah,
no.
I remember him being a hockey player.
No, but this is like the first team. The first year team where like I think the teachers was trying to get to grips with who can play. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember John playing much in the first year.
No, John wasn't much of a footballer really. He was obviously,
he was a footballer,
but like he was more. He was heavily into cricket and
he was playing rugby. He was playing rugby a lot, so I don't know whether that impacted things. But yeah, but then I had all the other people. Like I had Chris. Chris will be pissed by this as well.
Yeah, Pope's definitely going to be fuming.
I had Chris, Deji. I think Deji was centre back or something like that, backup centre back.
He won't be happy with that either.
He wants to be like star striker.
He thinks he's got 7.
Dwight York. And then like people like Amal Samji, classic lunchtime baller.
Yeah, he got a good engine on him. Gets about.
Yeah, I think I had Clive Coote.
I was gonna say he can't miss out Coots, man.
Coots might have been like backup centre mid. Like
I think Coots was in terms of like seriousness. He was definitely up there. His passion and commitment.
There was no other passionate like lunchtime baller than Clive. Clive used to be down there and is like. Used to have a shirt on like before the bell even went as well. I was like, how did you like maneuver that?
Lunchtime footy was mad, bro. And Abs Chachia actually had a strong left foot. It was a bit wayward at times, but
when he caught it, like the ball stayed
strong left foot. And obviously the Imperial.
Oh my god, I forgot about
the Imperial
the wizard,
DP.
the absolute wizard, man, like Merlin.
Yeah, the Imperial DP as well. Absolute baller.
The enigmatic DP.
He teaches footy now.
He does,
doesn't he?
yeah, like
at
the
school.
under 13s, I think. Yeah,
And actually, I think that that statement that the school put out, where it said,
it was.
I must be when they were like, shouts to Mr. Powell for his passionate.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
They shouted at Mr. Powell for a passionate speech on the BLM, and it could only be. I'm assuming it's Dave.
You give him the Frank Lucas, my man.
He must be one of a handful of black teachers, if not the only one.
The only one. Like when we went, it was only Mr. Margerison, I think, the French teacher.
Oh yeah, I said to Mom the other day there weren't any, and she had the cheek to say to me, "What about Mr. Latif?"
Mr. Latif,
and I was like, "Nah, blood."
That's a stretch.
I was like, "Nah, blood." Mr. Latif was Asian, like.
Oh, what, she tried to say he was black?
Yeah. Well, I know.
I thought she was just talking about like BAME or something.
Nah. We're not on that BAME too.
Yeah,
Death BAME as well. I don't know why she said him. He used to think
he was like Trinidadian or something.
Yeah.
Like what's this? Shandapur. Trying to get in through that route. No, he's straight jokes.
Yeah, nah, he was a joker.
Yeah, it was just Mr. Margerison, I think.
Yeah, I remember him.
I feel like there was someone else actually. There was someone else. I won't remember it, but this is where I need like Clark or something in here.
Nah, my selective. My memory of school is hella selective. Hella selective. But yeah, now we've gone well off topic there. I can't even remember where we were at.
Yeah, to be fair, like just turned into like a trip down memory lane.
We're just talking
like we
about
talked
the
about,
football team.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about
ISS.
We were talking about computer games and stuff.
Yeah. No, but I used to love that. I used to love that like joint career mode or the joint. You know, like even Footy Manager, like you used to spend hours, bro, like playing Footy Manager. Obviously, maybe not the same team. You'd have two different teams, but you just do a season together or seasons together. Like two of you just sat there with the computer on for hours. And like when it wasn't your turn, it was so long because well, to be fair, that kind of became worse when transfer windows happened. Yeah. Pre-transfer windows, it was pretty much the first like hour you'd want to set up your team and like do training and all that kind of shit. But then obviously because you could do transfers at any point, it wasn't like, oh, raw, I'm gonna go and do all my transfers now whilst you just sit there.
If you think that's bad, have you ever played it online as well?
Nah.
So I did that with my brother, well, quite recently actually. That takes ages as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've not kept up with Football Manager into the new era. I've not.
I've genuinely had every single one since '95.
Wow.
When it was Championship Manager.
Listen, see them old ones. I was still banging the old ones when I was like 15, 16. I used to play the old ones, bro. Because you used to, like 95, 96 one, bro, Newcastle were levels. Or was it maybe 98?
Like Ferdinand and
Bro, they had some absolute ballers in that team. And then you could get like Di Canio before we went to West Ham. You could cop him at Lazio. You could get some absolutely
I remember like
guys.
So this is probably in like 96 or something. But I had the same every time I started one. I used to buy the same players. I used to buy Egil Ostenstadt from Southampton. These are proper like throwback Premiership years like players. Dean Richards used to play for like Wolves.
Okay, yeah.
Could buy Rosicki from he was at like Spartak Moscow, I think, at the time. Yeah, like before he got
Dortmund.
Before he got to Dortmund. Not Spartak Moscow, Sparta Prague. Okay, checking it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like it didn't matter if I needed them or not. Like that was the format. And someone else like it would have been someone like Rebor, like not Neville Southall. What's that Wimbledon keeper? Neil Sullivan. It might have been.
Oh wow.
Like yeah.
It's mad when you look at the stats on some of them old games, bro. Like certain people were levels. Obviously, there's the famous Cherno Samba.
Oh my life, yeah.
And obviously Freddie Adu.
Freddie Adu
was a baller.
The forgotten wonder kids from FM.
Bro, there's a guy, Everton player. I think he's still at Everton. Jose Baxter.
Yeah.
He was raw for a couple of years in games as well.
But and, that's the thing. I've seen so many like Football Manager. I obviously use it quite a lot, but like I'd say 80% of the time it's actually true.
No, for real. There are some very good like precursors that like someone will have the the growth in the game, and you will actually see them go on to be an absolute
like
baller.
enough of them. Like I remember Aguero. I remember buying Aguero when he was like 16, when he was at Independiente. I had like Balotelli. I know Balotelli didn't. He wasn't quite,
but obviously talented.
Yeah. But I remember having
talented.
him when he was like 16 at Inter. Rooney, like I think the season before Rooney broke into like the Everton team,
You could copy him.
yeah, you could copy him when he was 15.
Nice.
Like, and I was on some Arsene Wenger shit.
All the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'll spend to this day. I'll spend like hours. In fact, not even hours. I'll spend like the whole day on that because like but nowadays it's actually there's too much information on it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like back in the day, it was fine, but like nowadays, like you have to deal with agents and you can talk to the press. When was the last time you played it?
Years ago, bro.
Is it? Yeah, you can talk to the media and stuff like that, and you got a director of football, and
oh wow,
yeah.
Really
well, you don't have to, but yeah, it's like so they've got it down to the T now.
Wow, I'd love to give it a go. I probably should. Lockdown is a good time, but
yeah, it will take over your life though.
Yeah, but this, do you know what? In a weird way, my gaming has, like, especially obviously living with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
you don't get the same privilege of just being like, I'm gonna spend the whole day just banging games.
You can't. Yeah,
like I can play FIFA like if on a regular basis is like every weekend. Like in the week after I've just finished work. And I'm just not gonna go upstairs and be like, yeah, see you later.
See you later. I'm just gonna bang FIFA for a couple hours.
Like I don't, and I've got bare games on PlayStation. I barely play. Like I got God of War, and I went on like a tear up like the day I got it, and then I've not really played it since. It's so difficult to actually like follow through, which is why I haven't bothered buying the new GTA. Yeah, because I'm just like, there's no point having that game unless you're actually gonna put man hours into it.
True.
Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, it's difficult now to justify the amount of hours, because obviously if you're with someone, they're just like, "What are you doing, bro?"
Yeah.
And I'm not I know certain men that do just bang game in front of their girlfriends. And
really?
I think they're just mad.
That's brave.
I do it sometimes. Don't get me wrong. You need to have a bit of a break, but I'm not brazen with it like some people.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So yeah, it's hard to justify the time. And Deji used to play on his phone.
What, Football Manager?
Yeah. And it was like, you can do it on the go and stuff like that. So it's not kind of like you're sat at a laptop doing it.
It's not the same though. Like the database isn't as big. It's a lot. It's like a really stripped down version, and stripped down to the point where it's just actually like
jarring.
Yeah. Yeah, each their own, I guess.
Fair. But yeah, no, I might give it a go. But yeah, there's definitely, it's definitely not the same. But then I guess part of it's also just getting older. You know what I mean? There's so many other things to do.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
hard.
not. Yeah, I'm not. Even though I've got time on my hands and stuff like that, like I just don't really. Like I haven't got like a PS4 or anything now, or like the new Xbox. Like I just fuck with like the old
school ones. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Like I'll get bored. Apart from Football Manager, I'll play it for like an hour and I'll be like, yeah, I'm done here. Yeah,
I hammer career mode in FIFA because I need like the progression. Because you can, like, that's the thing that I don't like online, and I need to like train players and like, do you know what I mean? And bring somebody through the ranks and whatever else, and like I need that element of it to kind of make me like keep coming back. Yeah, like have a project. Like, okay, I've scouted this project. I've scouted this geezer now. He's got this much potential. I want to bring him through.
You actually sound like a director of football. You sound like Eddie.
Yeah, so
Frank Arneson.
That's the ones that kind of get me. Like that's what I've always my favorite one's always Master League from on Pro Evo was that concept to me still hasn't been bettered. The idea of like you starting with this unknown team, and obviously you can create the kit, you can do everything, and you've got all these unknown guys, and then you've got to then build from the unknown, and you have that transition where you start getting a few players and those guys are absolutely raw that you bring in, but then you've still got the stragglers. I think it's class.
It is. But then that's what I like about Football Manager as well. It's just like taking over like a struggling team in the Prem, or like trying to get someone promoted from the Championship, and like. Yeah, because who was I the other day? I was Derby the other day.
Oh wow!
So like I wanted to test myself, and then I didn't get into. I think I got into the playoffs like the first year, and I didn't win. And then the second year I got promoted, and then in the Prem, I must have finished like 10th the first season, then got into Europe the second season, and then that's where it starts getting interesting because I was buying.
You can attract.
Yeah, like Gabriel Barbosa. That means nothing to people, but like Gabriel Barbosa on like Football Manager is like pretty sick.
Outrageous.
Sergio Gomez, Jude Bellingham, who's who's like 23 on
Jude's
mine.
not in FIFA yet,
isn't he?
No, Ansu Fati is. He's raw. I copped him on my latest one. I did like an Everton season, which was an interesting one for the transition, and I've done Palace, which again is interesting. I've never gone down to Championship, but yeah, I can. The only thing I would say with FIFA is obviously at a certain point, and this is not to sound big-headed, but at a certain point, because you're actually playing, you can make the team better than it actually is.
Yeah.
So like, I play on one below Ultimate, which is the highest, and like, even after one season with Everton, I could beat Liverpool, I could beat City, and like, it's a bit like I shouldn't really
defeats the object.
I shouldn't really be able to, But then Ultimate's like fucking hard to play like constantly, like probably too. Like then I'd probably drop too low. It's like a weird.
Yeah, I've never actually played Ultimate before.
It's like a weird. I played a couple of times and it was like fucking hell. But yeah, that's the only thing I reckon Football Manager would be better at, is that obviously it's because it's I can't even think of the word.
Like management game.
Yeah, because it's purely like simulated.
Yeah.
It's purely based on the team you set up and the tactics you set up and whatever else. So yeah, I probably should get into it, considering how much I love football and
trust me,
tactics and shit. I'd go mad for it.
Yeah, do that.
I'll let you know.
Thanks for watching 30 Years and Running. Please subscribe, comment and share. See you next week. Peace.